Lindsay Del Carlo, the trial garden manager for Renee's Garden Seeds, and today I'd like to show you my tips on growing great brassicas. Brassicas are plants in the cabbage family or the Brassicaceae family. And today I'm mainly talking about the larger brassicas, which are broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower, and I'll also include kale. These are vegetables that take a longer season to grow, so I'm not really talking about the smaller brassicas like radish and arugula, which are very quick and easy to grow. I've had a lot of inquiry before about people saying that they have a really hard time growing brassicas without pests, and this plant family is just very susceptible to aphids and cabbage moth. Those are pests which are very common on brassicas. So first you want to choose your location, and you want full sun. And brassicas enjoy cool season, but that does not mean shade. They like cool season, but you still want full sun. Planting these larger brassicas in too much shade is a stress for them, and that will cause them to be more susceptible to pests. So I choose an open location in full sun, but still early in the season where they're not too hot. Second of all is your soil. You want to work on building a very healthy, nutrient-rich soil. So I have already amended this bed with a very broken down compost, a couple inches along the surface, and I worked it all into the soil. And then I have my fertilizer. I'm going to add about a half a cup per plant when I transplant my seedlings. I have my cauliflower here, which I grew early in the greenhouse. So I'll take my half cup of fertilizer, and I've got my Hori digging knife, and I'll work the fertilizer into the soil so it's all evenly mixed. Move it out. I'll take my seedling and rough up the roots a little bit where they're circling in the bottom of the 6-pack cell. I'll make a nice deep hole. And when I plant, I firm the soil really gently around the plant, and I make a little well into the soil so that the water captures right around the roots. You want to pack the soil down too hard because then you push out all the airspace for the plant. The plant still needs airspace below the soil to get oxygen through the roots. I'll just go through and plant each spot the same way with a half cup of fertilizer per plant. So this fertilizer I'm using is an organic fertilizer, and so it breaks down slowly into the soil, and it's possible to over fertilize too, so you really want to read your instructions on the box. And for brassicas, I know that they're heavy feeders, so I aim for the higher amount that it says. This says quarter to half cup per plant, so I'm putting a half cup per plant because I know these are heavy feeders and they grow better given enough fertilizer. So I have my plants spaced about 15 inches apart. We recommend about 12 to 18 inches apart, and I like to plant a little close. Okay, I've got all my little seedlings planted. Now I'm going to water in with a gentle spray. This settles down the soil around the roots. And you can see the little wells that I make funnel the water right down to the roots. So I'll water this whole bed evenly. The last thing I do is add a straw mulch. This is just a bale of straw that I bought at the nursery, and I make a nice layer on the top of my bed here, and the mulch acts like a barrier, so it'll hold moisture and your plants won't dry out. Your brassicas seedlings, you want to make sure that they have consistent moisture, so I'll water consistently, and then I've got my mulch layer that will hold in all the moisture. So I make a layer that's kind of thick but not too thick, and then just work it in around the plants. So I've got my straw mulch all down, and then I'll go through and I'll water down the mulch again. This helps it from blowing away in the wind. Finished up with my newly planted bed of seedlings, and then now I'll move on to my kale, which is in the same bed that I have overwintered from last season. It still looks really great, and now that we're in early spring, I want to keep it going, and so I want it to be pest free, so I'm going to fertilize it again, and then I'll side dress around the existing plants with more fertilizer. Pretty generously around the base of the plants. And then I'll gently work it into the soil. So this will give my kale plants a real boost. If I didn't do this, they would start getting hungry. Hunger stress in brassicas is what really brings on the pests. You can grow pretty pest-free kale if you keep fertilizing it. Again, not over-fertilizing, of course, but fertilizing with the correct amount. And I don't want to dig in too far to where I cut roots. So I'm just working it into about the top inch or two of the soil. And then always, once you're done fertilizing, you want to water in your fertilizer. So I'll give it a nice soak around the base of the plants where I put the fertilizer. I also wanted to show you another method I have for keeping brassicas pest free. So if you've given your brassicas a proper location in full sun, you've given them the proper nutrients and mulch, and you're still concerned about pests getting on your brassicas because perhaps you notice that every year, or if you're in an area where you see pests on other plants, this is a method I use to keep brassicas pest free, and I use this insect mesh. This is different from your frost cloth. The mesh, you can research this online. It's often called insect micro mesh or insect mesh. There's different brands available, as you'll probably find out. This is just a barrier against pests. It still lets through light. You can still water right through it, and it provides good ventilation, so it's not meant to keep in heat. It's only meant to keep out pests. And so this is a wonderful no spray method for keeping your brassicas pest free. And I keep this on pretty much until they're almost ready to harvest. Things that I notice most on my brassicas are cabbage moth and cabbage root maggots, and this is great for just blocking those pests out. It'll also keep out other pests that your plants may be prone to in your area. To install your insect mesh, I use a irrigation tubing structure just exactly the same as you'll see in our video on protecting beds against birds, squirrels, and bunnies. And it's just 1/2-inch irrigation tubing cut into length, so you make hoops over your bed like this. And I lay the mesh right over the top, and unlike the bird netting, which you hold down with landscape staples, I don't use these for the mesh because this will make holes in your mesh, which you do not want. I use flat heavy bricks, or I use flat heavy boards to keep it down, and so it makes a secure seal around the whole perimeter of the bed to keep insects out. So I hope this gives you a good start on how to grow healthy brassicas.